Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Texas High School Coaches Association Convention and Coaches School. I'm Jay Riley with Texas Sports Productions and am just thrilled to have Joe Hubbard. They ever call you Old Mother Hubbard or anything like that?
No, I don't get that one. I get a lot of hub and big hub and all that stuff.
You're big enough. I'll call you what you want me to call you. How's that?
My wife with the 5 kids gets called Old Mother Hubbard
Okay.
sometimes. No.
You call her old. I'm not
calling her old.
Joe Hubbard is the head coach of the East Central Hornets. And, Joe, you have the privilege and the unfortunateness of playing in one of the most difficult districts in the entire state, if not the most difficult. But you guys get out there and get after it every week.
Yes, sir. You know, we really pride ourselves on really not worrying about the competition, but the thing that we got to focus on and worry about every single day is the East Central Hornets and what we do. And obviously, if we go out and we play hard, all right, and we make that thing into a dogfight, then we know we're going to have an opportunity at the end of the game to come out on top.
Well, that district is tough, but you have brought the level of play up. You and your staff, obviously, but you create the culture. You bring in those coaches, but the level of play has come up a lot in the last several years under your leadership. Talk a little bit about the attitude of the kids and what you have to change as a culture. They have to expect to win, don't they?
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you saying that. You know, obviously I have a great staff. My coordinators, Marcellus Hubbard and Roy Ousley, they do an outstanding job. My special teams guys and Chance Bibbs and Ivory Dillard, they do such a great job of giving the message to the kids and making and helping the kids understand what we want, you know, with everything. And so we don't take anything for granted. You know, we have a saying around there about everything matters, and the kids understand that. We don't like any lazy steps and all of those things. And it is just like you said, it's definitely a mentality. It's something that we work on every single day, and the kids have really bought into that.
We obviously have to talk about the pandemic and what it did last year. You didn't have spring ball. You really couldn't get together over the summer like you'd like to. That started to change as the summer wore on. Did you get some strength and conditioning in? And how did it all work last year?
We did, and obviously, you know, we were one of the counties that Bexar County was hit pretty hard, you know,
Yeah.
and we were under the mandates, and so we didn't get our kids maybe as soon as some of the others did. However, we were able to get some strength and conditioning in, which obviously helped because, you know, you worry about injuries and all of those sort of things, but of course we're in a pandemic, a worldwide pandemic, and so obviously, you know, we took advantage of the time that we had with the Zoom meetings and being able to do all those things in order to stay connected with our kids, because we thought that was so important.
Sure.
That we stay connected, obviously, and the relationships and all those things, because those are the things that when adversity hits and all those things, you're going to really need to fall back on those things. And so we were excited to be able to get to do that, and you just try to make a negative into a positive as much as you can and teach the kids how to respond.
Well, hopefully that pandemic's in our rearview mirror. Let's talk about the upcoming season. What's got you excited about the Hornets?
Man, you know, this is a group of kids that obviously they've been in my program for a long time. and so, you know, the quarterback kid, Caden Basenko, you know, we've gotten to see him grow up through our middle school, and he's a 3-year guy. And just really like the energy that the kids have. You know, we had a really great spring. It was just great getting to be back on the field and move around and really have most of our guys back. And we've had a really great strength and conditioning and summer workouts and all of that, and just excited to get back on that grass.
Who's coming back? That's obviously everyone's important, but of your starting 11 on offense, who's coming back?
You know, so again, you know, I think it starts with Basenko, our quarterback, and just a leader, and a great kid. You know, got the receiver on the outside in Jack Stewart, who came on last year and played some really good football for us, and then also our running back kid, you know, Kenyon McClure. He came in or on at the latter part of the season, played really well for us. We got a couple of O-line kids back up front, our center, Brody Schmidt. And so we're really excited about that because we believe we got a core group of kids that have played varsity football on Friday nights. And then defensively, we're really excited about, the linebacker in Cornell George, who is a really good player, and our safety, Trayshawn Johnson. And so, like I said, just fired up because we feel like we have some building blocks in order to go out and really compete.
Talk about you say the defense, a really good player. You're seeing more and more college level coaches showing up on your campus looking at your kids, aren't you?
Absolutely, and that's a big deal. Obviously, we promote our kids. We're putting out the highlight videos, and we're doing all those things. But ultimately, our job is to help them. Help teach them about the recruiting process, about the things that it takes, the work that it takes to play at the next level. And ultimately, we want those kids to go to school and be able to better their lives in the future.
Because we all know the percentage of kids that actually make it to the show, very small percentage, but use this experience to get that college level and get that education to get out. It's just a wonderful thing, and you know a little bit about the recruiting process, don't you?
Yes, sir, just a little bit.
Hub played at Texas, so he got recruited just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
The fan base over at East Central has my favorite place to have called a game, and this was years ago, but was East Central.
Yeah.
Because of the food they put in the press box. My gosh.
So what do they feed y'all up there? I don't even know.
Back when I did, this is 15 years ago, they'd have brisket in a slow cooker, and they'd have really good food. And someone would say, okay, we got East Central playing. Where is it? At East Central. I'll take it.
Hey, I'm in, right?
I'll take it. But that's the kind of involvement that people in that community get in centered around your program.
And that's what's really neat is being in a single school town. They care a lot about their athletic programs. They care about the kids and what's going on with them. Friday nights are really cool out there. It's just it's packed. And obviously last year with the pandemic, it wasn't as packed as we'd have liked. Sure. But everyone was going through that. But cannot wait for Hornet Stadium to be rocking again and see that student section and the band playing and the drum line and of course the cheerleaders and the teams. It's just going to be awesome because it's so much pageantry with high school football and dance teams and all that. So just can't wait.
Does it blow your mind to know that 30,000 people will pay probably on the average $75 to $100 to go to a Spurs game? But they've never been in a high school football stadium. $8-10 for a ticket. They're missing the best entertainment in town.
They're definitely missing the boat. I 100% believe that. I mean, Texas high school football is as good a thing as there is going.
And it's – I mean, we call it a religion, but it's because of the product on the field that you guys are turning out.
Yes, sir. Well, and like I said, it's so many other groups that make that whole experience go. And so we're really lucky. We got a great band director. We got a great principal, superintendent, athletic director, and everybody is moving in the same direction. So really excited about what we have going there.
You didn't get this last year. You didn't get the Texas High School Coaches Association. How does it feel to walk back in and see all these guys again you hadn't seen in a year?
Human interaction is great, and obviously, you take a guy like myself that's been in about 18 years, you just have so many buddies and friends, across the state, and it's a great time to get to see them, but then it's also a great time to have an opportunity to talk about football, kind of talk about scheme and of course, head coaches, sometimes we're talking about structure and we're talking about practice structure and schedules and some of those things and really sharing. So it's awesome. It's a great fraternity.
Man, it's the group of people. David Molesky told me that through yesterday they'd set an all-time record and still people coming in for today. So
absolutely,
it's a fantastic experience. Talk a little bit about the upcoming season, what your expectations are. Again, you play in one of the most difficult districts in the state with Judson, Smithson Valley, Steele, Clemens, New Braunfels, South San, yourself. I mean, anybody can win on any given night.
There's no question. I think, just kind of going back, we got to do normal football things good. We got to be able to tackle. We got to be able to run. We got to be able to execute. We got to be able to catch the football. You know, a lot of times, you know, there's so much focus on some outside things, but it is doing the everyday football things correct. And so if we'll do that, if we'll go out and like I said, if we'll tackle, you know, we'll create turnovers defensively. Yeah. You know, if we'll eliminate the big play. Offensively, if we'll get the big play. Those things, you know, football will take care of itself if you do the normal things. And so we're constantly on our kids. You know, they're cognizant about what it takes to win football games. My coaches and I, you know, we talk quite a bit about what it takes. And so we're going to watch those things that we know are really important in order to go out and give ourselves a chance to win. But the other thing that you don't hear a lot of people talk about is we want 15, 16, 17-year-old kids to have fun.
Absolutely.
And so in the midst of all that, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have fun. We're going to be a family. And then we're going to go out and we're going to play good football.
Well, I can't thank you enough for stopping by to talk to us. Folks, I tell you, it's going to embarrass you, but one of the nicest people you'll ever meet is Joe Hubbard.
Well,
and
thank you so much.
Great football coach. You're doing wonderful things over there at East Central, and we keep an eye on you. We're watching you.
I really appreciate it.
You're getting it over there. We'll be back in just a few minutes with some more from the Texas High School Coaches Association Convention and Coaches School. I'm Jay Riley, and you're watching on TexasSportsProductions.com.